All right, what's up, duelists? We are live. We're live with a very important and special stream. I'm joined by an amazing guest, the director of Collectors Expo. Oh my god, I'm messing this up. This is live too. Oh my god, of Collectors Expo, Nigel himself. What's up, Nigel?
What's up, Keegan? How's it going?
It's going great. I mean, it's been a hectic season. I'm sure you guys have been, busy and stuff. But it's great to have you. It's great to have you on. How are
It's
you?
it's great to be here.
How are you doing tonight? We usually wait a little while before people to get in because
So yeah, I figured people are gonna join the chat here once they're getting their Discord notifications and stuff. But yeah, it's been pretty good. Getting ready for this event. I know it's a lot of moving parts as opposed to like an event that we just do at some normal LGS. There's a lot more moving parts for this. So it's something that the challenge that we decided to take on, and I think we're ready for it.
yeah, it's gonna be really really sick. I'm super excited for this one. This is definitely gonna be like a new height for RBET in general, but also just Collectors Expo is something I'm really really excited to go to personally. I know that we have a special announcement tonight to make with regards to
There's a
like what's up.
couple for sure.
Yeah,
There's a couple for sure.
definitely a couple. So we'll wait till people get in to the stream, and then like in like 5 minutes or so, we'll get started with the Q&A. But if you want to like
Yeah.
take the time for the people watching this VOD to like introduce yourself, like what you've done for like the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh scene or what you've done with just TCGs in general, that'd be pretty sick. Kind of like, I don't know. There'll be a lot of people watching this, so might as well say your
Yeah,
piece or
for
whatever.
sure. Yeah, so for those people who don't know me, which I assume is a lot of people, I'm Nigel Mbayek. I am the director over at Collectors Expo. But on top of that, I've been doing a ton of stuff in regards to TCG for a while. So I also run Infinite Cards and Games here in SoCal. We do a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh singles. We do Pokemon Magic the Gathering as well. On top of that, too, if you've ever been to Frankensons and there's a person who sells a bunch of K-pop singles, it's me. So that's just another thing we do. But yeah, as far as the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh scene or competitive card games in general goes, I played a ton of like Empty Jar and like anywhere between like 2006 and 2010. So if I played a regional in like SoCal between those times, I'm pretty much playing Empty Jar the whole time. Um, been playing a lot of card games. I always talked about like it would be really cool to run one of these events myself, or with my group of friends because we always thought we could do it better than like Konami, or Upper Deck at the time even. And so that's part of the reasoning why I'm like really gung ho about this. I'm really excited to bring on a good show. For those, especially those who are traveling, because there's a ton of people on the list who are traveling from out of state and out of
Right?
town
You were telling me it was like
be
what,
killing.
75% or something like that?
It's over 65%, so definitely more than two-thirds of the people who have signed up are outside of like regular SoCal. So I'll count SoCal as like Los Angeles, Orange County, maybe San Diego area. I would say that makes up about 30% of the signups already. But the other like 70% of people signed up are like NorCal people or like TJ people. Um, and a ton of people from the East Coast. I know like Maxwell Tepper signed up. He's in New York. He won the last big RBET over there. So we'll see if he's been,
Yeah, Douglas,
talking some
Douglas,
ish
yeah.
about the Gladys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
guy's
Tepper,
fucking busted, dude. He's so strong, yeah.
Tepper's gonna show up in SoCal, and we'll see if the SoCal boys can take him out.
I know. I'm excited. I'm really excited. This is going to be, I think, so far, my favorite thing I've ever done through E3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, not even close. So, this is going to be really, really sick. There's a few things, like, for the people who are just tuning in, if they don't know. I believe you guys have orchestrated some of the voice actors from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime to be there. Do you want to speak to that a little bit before we get into, like, more RBT specific stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we have both Dan Green and Eric Stewart for the event as well, and those are like the voice actors for Yugi and Kaiba respectively for like the English dub of Yu-Gi-Oh. So it'll be really really sick. They're going to be doing signings at the event, meet and greets and stuff. And that's going to be like like maybe 150 feet away from like where the actual RBT is occurring. So I'm really excited to put all of that together. There's a lot of moving parts here, like I said, and that's just another one of them.
That's so sick. I honestly like I've never met obviously either of those actors themselves, but I think it would be really really sick to just like I mean it's literally like meeting the guy you used to watch on TV every day growing up. Like that's really fucking sick. So I'm super
Oh
stoked
yeah,
for that.
people are so yeah, they want Eric Stewart, who's the VA for Kaiba, to tell them they're like fourth rate duelists with fifth rate decks. I think that's like a pipe dream for people, and
Yeah, yeah, all the
to do that at
people
the
who have
event.
like what is it? um fucking kinks. What is it? The you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do, and I don't know if that was the right word to use, but yes,
Yeah, maybe maybe
I
not
think
the right
everyone listening
word.
to this pod is gonna know exactly what you're talking about. They've got like a I don't know, like a a lifelong dream of that happening to them, right? So
Yeah, exactly,
we can't.
exactly. I'm super
Let's yeah.
pumped, man.
So I'm really oh yeah, for sure. There's a lot of stuff going on. So like for those of you who don't know like what Collectors Expo is, I think like we can go ahead and preface with that too.
Yeah, I've got
So
the
Collectors
site pulled up
Expo,
here for us, so we can like go through any
very
part of the
cool.
site if you want me to.
Yeah, it's all good. Just give a little bit of background of what it is. So Collectors Expo is a convention that's run here by those of us over at Impulse Universe. And at Impulse Universe, we run a bunch of different events, all simultaneously, which makes it a really unique experience. So on top of Collectors Expo, which like I think the name speaks for itself, it's like all collectibles in terms of like and like a big focus on like trading cards, retro gaming, stuff like that. Um, we also run Anime Impulse, which is a an event that's been going on for a long time out here in Southern California, and we've branched out outside of that. So think of like your standard anime convention, with like industry activations. Like we have like for example, we have ZZZ, Genshin Impact, all those people coming out to do stuff like that. We also do a lot of like VTuber meet and greets, which is really cool on the Anime Impulse side. And then third, we're also running K-Play Fest, which is like a K-pop convention per se. That's also happening the same time, the same weekend, the same place. And so we rented out the entire Fairplex, which for those of you who are in SoCal, probably know that's like a massive, massive place. It's a Fairplex, literally.
It's
And so
huge. Yeah, if you guys have never been
it's
there, it's
big.
like actually insanely large. Let's see if we
Yeah,
can.
they ran the Strike a Neo sneak peek there like 15 million years ago.
That's
So
crazy. All of the photos I have are
I went,
like of it when there's a fairground going on, but
yep.
if you guys can even
But yeah, they
see
have
like this map here. Sorry, I have the map pulled up on stream, so it's
all
just
good.
it's massive. The fact that you guys rented out this whole thing is gonna be it's gonna be so sick, man.
Yep, yeah. So we're using a lot of the expo halls, and then we're using a lot of the outside space. Don't worry about it for those Yu-Gi-Oh players who are like, concerned about playing outside. You're not going to be playing outside. You're going to be playing inside one of the expo halls. Um, there will be, numerous vendors there. We have, I think, like 150 vendor tables and booths specifically for Collectors Expo. I know that there are some like big Yu-Gi-Oh vendors in SoCal who are running booths at Collectors Expo as well. On top of that, there is everything else. So if you buy a ticket to Collectors Expo, which you get by registering for RBT, you get to do all of that for free. Like not, it's just available to you. So whether or not, you just want to hang out with all of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Degens all weekend and play inside events, all that good stuff, or you want to go look at some anime stuff, you're more than welcome to do it. So
Yes, yes, exactly. Which is the super sick part. Juan says you should have Dan Green and Eric Stewart initiate the tournament. That would be sick. Juan
we're
Obregon.
working.
That
Yeah,
would
we're
be
working on some stuff
that
for
would be
sure.
very
Can't get
sick.
into detail with that yet, but we're cooking up some stuff on our end.
It would be honestly crazy. It would be so sick. But yes, so obviously we're going to be in one of the expo halls, and the fact that entry to the tournament gets you entry to basically everything else is sick too. Like if you even like K-pop, for example, if there's like a K-pop band you like, or if there are other collectibles you like let's say you also play Magic, or you also play Lorcana or One Piece or something like that. You said there's going to be like just a ton of different vendors for all sorts of like collectibles as well, right?
Yep, 100%. So yeah, whether or not you're into like, collecting like anime figures or like Funko Pops or Pokemon cards or whatever, right? I know that there is a huge crossover between like the people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! And other collectibles and other hobbies, right? And so I think this event gives a really unique perspective on that, and allows you to have like a very, very unique experience by kind of meshing all of those things together.
Yeah, honestly, like myself personally, I love Pokemon. I'm a huge Pokemon nerd. I know I may seem like a Yu-Gi-Oh guy, but I'm like very much into Pokemon. So I'm very excited to just walk around and look at all the different like Pokemon cards and like Pokemon collectibles that are going to be there when I do get a chance downtime when I'm not streaming or whatever. I'm definitely going to be checking that out, and that's going to be really sick. As far as the event itself goes, you said we're going to be in one of the what is it, Expo halls, right?
Yeah, I
So
believe it's hole 7.
hall 7. Okay, so I have a map sort of pulled up here. It's a little bit pixely, but you guys can kind of see it. The RBET will be in hall 7 most likely. More news on that as it gets closer. And is there a place you'd recommend like people parking, like the yellow lot or the blue lot? It looks like the blue lot and the
I'm
red lot might be closest to hall 7.
Yeah, so it is very complicated, and we're finalizing a lot of the logistics in terms of like where people are going to park, especially because RBET is going to start pretty much when the convention starts. So I need all of these people in the show before it actually opens, right? For like for registration, turn in deck list, all that good stuff. I have everyone's emails for those of you who are signed up for the event. You will receive an email with instructions and probably a video of like where to park and where to walk, because there's going to be a ton of people there like waiting in line to get into like the regular show. But for those of you who are playing in the RBET, there will be like a special line because I need those people to get in like pretty much ASAP.
Yes, yes, exactly. And that's just to make sure we get the tournament started on time. And plus, the tournament has to end by a certain time as well, because I believe that the convention hall is only open till a certain time as well.
Yeah, so
So
we are time limited, which I guess like brings on some of the questions that I got from people about like, oh, like how many rounds is it going to be? Is there a cap of players? And we got to 200 and excuse me, 56 because the maximum number of players you can play to stop going to the ninth round is 256. And so based on like our time constraints, and we left ourselves a little bit of a buffer too, because I understand like end of match procedure sometimes takes a ton of time, especially like in the later rounds when there's a lot at stake. We wanted to give a little bit of a buffer, but maximum 8 rounds, and so that's why that cap is 256.
yeah, yeah, that makes perfect sense. Plus, I think for RBTs, like 256 is a clean number. It's like basically the size that we've been like kind of hitting roughly at all the previous ones, and it's just gonna be so nice to have it in like a dedicated space with like dedicated organizers like yourself. And I know we're working with Ryan again, I believe, who you work with closely, and I have nothing but good things to say about Ryan. Like he's a great judge. He's very professional, so I'm really really excited. I'm looking forward to like the team that I know that you guys have sort of put together, and just working with you as well. I can't wait for this. It's gonna be fucking sick, honestly.
Yeah, 100%. I know like a lot of the guys in SoCal know Ryan, know myself through Ryan. So it should be really awesome. I think we put together a really robust team of like experienced people for sure, that have done a ton of work on like the organizational side of tournaments, and they understand how to put on a good event. And so that's like why we built the team in that way, and that's why I'm confident that we can run something this big, um, outside of like a regular like LGS, for example.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be like roughly the size of a regional, but with like the perks and like honestly like venue stuff of like a YCS or something significantly larger, I would even say, because you have like all these different collectibles, not just Yu-Gi-Oh, and all these different vendors, not just Yu-Gi-Oh, and like this whole
Mhm.
convention that you can kind of explore. And even if you scrub out, like it's not even that bad. Like you said, we're running.
There's stuff to do.
Yeah,
There's for sure stuff to do. There's a ton of food. There's a ton of stuff to see. All that good stuff. So yeah, as far as bringing like outside food, I saw that question come in from David. I don't. That's not shouldn't be an issue. Just like pack it in your backpack. Like don't like be carrying like I don't know a cooler with you. I think that will like flag some stuff. But yeah, like if you want to bring a sandwich in your backpack or something or whatever, yeah, like more than welcome to do that. And we're not going to stop people from eating for sure.
yeah, that seems a little bit a little bit too strict for the vibes. You know what I mean? I think it's gonna be sick as fuck, and the food there will be amazing too. Like all the food vendors are
It is
usually.
insane. So, it the reason that we run it around this time of the year is because it falls in line with Lunar New Year, so like Chinese New Year. And so with that, there are a ton of like food stands outside that are serving like convention food as well as like just a ton of like random street food, which is awesome. And so I generally just get food at the event every year. I've been going for a number of years for other things, but yeah, it's food is not going to be an issue.
Y-
Not at all, not in the slightest.
Honestly, that's going to be super, super dope. There's going to be a whole wide variety of options as well, which is really sick. If people have certain like dietary things or they have certain preferences, like you're gonna have a whole ass like basically like nice ass food court to choose stuff from. So that's really, really
Yeah,
cool.
it's like going to like a festival or like a carnival essentially, but you're also playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be nuts.
And for the people who like really, really like Yu-Gi-Oh, I know you had mentioned we're gonna be running side events pretty much all day. So
Yeah.
let's say maybe the collector's expo isn't your thing, which is understandable. I mean, for me, it's totally my thing. But um, for some people, it may not be. They may be there just to duel or whatever. And maybe you've checked out the Yu-Gi-Oh vendors and you want to play some more Yu-Gi-Oh, like you buy a new deck from the vendor or whatever. So we are going to be running side events, pretty much the whole day, as long as we can,
Yep.
basically.
Exactly. And so like much like, if you were to go to a YCS, if you scrub out of like Ultimate Time Wizard, for example, we will be running 8-man pods essentially like all weekend. And we have special pricing for those pods too. Um, some details I can't go over, but like you can imagine they're probably like rectangular shaped and have cool images on them, and maybe you put cards on top of them. Um,
Yes.
and they might be made out of cloth. I don't know.
Yeah, some very nice
But
cloth, beautiful handmade designs, perhaps. Perhaps.
there's some cool stuff. I can't get into the super details, but yeah, the pricing for the side events is gonna be pretty insane, pretty busted. And so we're gonna run side events for Edison format. We'll run them for Goat 2, like much like you would at like a YCS side event, for example. You would just sign up for the format that you want to play. Once 8 people have signed up for that particular format, we're gonna fire pods. And so we'll probably start firing side events around noon on day one. We just need some people to scrub out of the main so we can make space to run more sides.
Yeah,
So
pretty much that.
not to
Yeah.
say that like you're gonna scrub out of the main event. It's gonna be inevitable. Some people are gonna go 0-2. Um, and probably not worth it to play the rest of the day in the main. So why not try your luck at the side events? And I know some people who are only going for side events. Um,
Yeah.
it's gonna be super worth.
This is gonna be, I think, in my opinion, like the Yu-Gi-Oh event of the year as of right now. Like as of right now, as of what's announced, this is gonna be sicker than just about anything Yu-Gi-Oh related you could go to because it's not just a YCS where you show up and you get a chance at winning like a backpack or whatever. It's like sick prizing, appropriately priced event, and it's
Yep.
in the middle of like a sick ass convention with sick ass food and like it's just gonna be super sick.
If anyone experienced, and like I'm gonna like show my age here. If anyone played Yu-Gi-Oh back in like 2005, 2006, 2007, and like went to premier level events like Gen Con, for example, it's gonna have that same kind of vibe. Like I remember going to Gen Con when I was much younger. Like we literally played a regional on a Thursday. It was crazy. But besides that, yeah, like there's a convention happening and you're just playing Yu-Gi-Oh on the side. So like imagine going to like AX, for example, and like playing a Yu-Gi-Oh regional at AX where the pricing is like 3 ulti Kaias, which is Berserko.
Yeah.
And then just being able to go somewhere else. It's supposed to like, you go 9-0 at a regional now and you get like 24 packs of like the newest set, which is selling for like $70. Feels
Yeah.
kind of bad, man.
That's like not even a quarter of an ulti Caius, let alone a playset. You know what I mean? Like that's just
Yeah, it's pretty
insane.
crazy.
Also,
Yeah,
another
and
thing that I'm
go ahead.
noticing here is you have like a bunch of free to play arcades. That sounds fucking sick. Hold up.
Yeah. So over on the in one of the other halls, like the big Anime Impulse hall, we do bring in like a big arcade company, and they set up all of these arcade machines free to play, and they have all of the cool stuff. So like every rhythm game in existence you've ever wanted to play are there. A lot of like the older like fighting game cabinets are over there, and then like for me personally, I play a lot of like the driving games. So like Maximum Tune or like Initial D, all that stuff they have there too. And all that's free to play, which is insane. I played like when they're setting up and testing everything, I like tend to walk over there and play some stuff, but it is very sick. And then it looks like Juan, like don't forget the air fryer for first place. We're not doing air fryers, bro. We're gonna do toaster ovens.
Yes.
Not kidding. It's definitely something I want to do. I want to make the trophies out of toaster ovens that like function,
I have
which
one
we're
I
working
could
on that.
donate.
But
I could donate to that cause if you want to make a.
yeah, we got toaster ovens. I want to make the Caius trophy like the I want to make the Ulti Caius playset in the window of the toaster oven. Like that would be the sickest prize.
Yeah, and then we just
So
turn it on and we cook the Caiuses for people. You know what I
I'm
mean?
down. It's
A little bit
LP baby.
seared. Yeah, a little LP. Nothing but a little bit of char marks on the edges.
There
Oh
you go.
man.
But yeah, definitely. Like I want to play on like the fun of everything. I know like the air fryers, the San Diego Regional this weekend. I have a feeling there's gonna be air fryers, but yeah, like toaster oven I think is way funnier. So we have the budget for it. We're gonna do it.
That would be fucking sick. So as far as this
But yeah,
event
like
goes, oh yeah, continue.
yeah, go ahead, Keegan. You're good.
I was gonna say like as far as this event goes, um, this is all gonna take place on Saturday, right? Like this is all gonna be RBET is gonna take place on Saturday. So on
Yeah,
Sunday, um, I know that speaking of like toaster oven prize, I mean this is not a toaster oven prize, but I know that you had expressed interest in wanting to do a little something something on Sunday as well. Is that
yeah,
something that we're at liberty to tell the people right now, or is
yeah.
that
So I know that we've announced RBET on Saturday. We're gonna run a 256 man on Saturday. The first place is gonna be like three ulti Kayas, all that good stuff. Normal RBET awesomeness. Because the convention is 2 days long, I was like, what are we gonna do on Sunday? Because we have the space. And so I mentioned this to Keegan on the phone earlier. This is the first time I'm telling this to people in public. Is we're gonna run a second tournament on Sunday. We'll cap it at 128 players, so we'll do 7 rounds on Sunday. In first place, we're looking at like iPad Pro.
yes, very very sick. Better pricing than like a YCS for like a 128 man on Sunday as well. So it's gonna be the very first, I'd say like back to back RBET. It's gonna be
Double
one on
header
Saturday.
weekend, maybe is what we can call it.
Yeah, double header RBET double header. So it's gonna
Yeah, so
be
we'll run second Edison tournament on Sunday. There is, and so we'll run that second event on Sunday. We'll start probably like the same time or maybe an hour later. Cut it to 128 people. The pre-registration will be up here in the next week or so. We're still working the back end for that. And the pricing is looking to be something along the lines of like iPad Pro. I think like there's just so many PS5s in circulation already. Everyone's already got one. It's got to be something cool.
yeah something unique.
And
Yeah, yeah.
I think iPad Pro is super sick.
I honestly like for some of the stuff that I've been doing lately, like an iPad Pro would actually be like perfect for just on the go like graphics work or whatever. Like just something simple that has the computing power of like a computer, but doesn't take up the travel space of like a laptop. Like it's really crazy to me like how useful that tool is like in a creation space. So like it's just a sick thing to have. I mean, it's something that not a lot of people have, but it's a sick thing to have. So
Oh, something I would. That's a lie. But it's something that like I would buy for myself. I was gonna say it's something I would never buy for myself, but I definitely buy it for myself. Knowing how useful like tablets in general have been for me. But it's like for me, for example, um, if I was given a PS5, I'd use it as like a glorified like Amazon Fire Stick. I'd like
yeah,
play Netflix
yeah,
on. But an iPad, I could just use, chilling, like getting ready to go to bed. Let's like surf the internet, watch some YouTube, put it on the side, do some other stuff. Like you said too, like it's a big travel thing too. And so I think it's like a lot more useful in more situations than like a PS5 would be.
yeah. So I think that'd be really sick. And then I think for the next day, like obviously we'll have like a few additional prizes as well. Not just, but that's like a banger first place prize. And I think as a doubleheader weekend, like if you're not Edisoned out by the end of Sunday, then um, then you might need to sign up for the next RBETs or whatever. But yeah, no, that's
Exactly, and it'll make it worth it for a lot of those people who are coming in from out of town, right? It'll give them two shots to win big events,
yeah, exactly.
and I think that's
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. I think there's a little bit of
that.
delay on our Discord call because I keep cutting you off. I apologize for that.
Oh no, you're perfectly good here. And then in regards to, I want to like not preface, like, and add to that too, in terms of like the event being 2 days, so on and so forth, is there is a Sheraton that is like attached to the Fairplex, that we have like group rates for. So if you want to stay like literally 3 minutes away from like the hall, yeah, it's there on the website. So that's collectorsexpo.com. The rooms are super nice. I'm not gonna stay there because I live like 10 minutes away. It's not worth it for me. But I know a lot of people will be staying there. Maybe playing late night on Friday, like getting ready for the event, doing some testing in the lobby. I wouldn't be surprised if that was happening.
Yeah, yeah, we'll
And
probably
so
have some like the tailgate stream because I usually do an RBT tailgate the night before. It'll probably take place like in this area, so
in the
that'd be
lobby.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Man, I'm super pumped. I'm super pumped. So you play a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh yourself? Like this is why you kind of wanted to put on this event as part
Well, I'm
of.
super washed. If for those people who know me in SoCal, I'm like super washed. And like in current Yu-Gi-Oh, I believe that if you're like not playing Shaddoll Fusion in your deck, you're minusing. Because I live in like 2014, I guess still. But yeah, I do play a decent amount of Yu-Gi-Oh still. I never play like the best deck of the format. Um, for the most part, I play like really derp stuff. Like I said, like in like for standard Yu-Gi-Oh for like 5 years, I played the Empty Jar. Until Morphing Jar got banned, and then I was like, oh, I can't play this anymore. Um, but yeah, I I am washed, but I know how to put event on. So
That's hype. That's hype. Is Yu-Gi-Oh like a community that's like special to you? Like, did you play Yu-Gi-Oh a lot growing up? Was that your card game of choice, or?
yeah, that is it is where I made a lot of my lifelong friendships, I think, through this game. And so like to give you guys like a little bit of background, I've been playing since like Metal Raiders format, so it's a long time for sure. Um, and there were a couple of years there where I was like going to college and stuff, not playing Yu-Gi-Oh. But after that, I came back and played a ton. But yeah, like my favorite card of all time is Blackwing Silverwind the Ascendant. Not because like it's good or anything, but because there's like an inside joke with some of my friends about that card. Um, and so like I had I don't know how many it was, like 150 Ultimate Silverwinds before it got reprinted, and then like Edison blew up, and I just sold them all for like way too much money. It was awesome, but
You're
that's an
up your
aside.
life off the silver ones alone, man.
Oh
That's
yeah, like my Instagram name used to be Silverwind TCG. That was like my TCG player name for a long time.
that's sick, man. That's really cool. I'm glad that the Edison got you a minor bag there because I know a
Oh,
lot
a
of guys.
very minor. I definitely let them go too early.
I know a lot of my friends came up pretty hard when their collections were all of a sudden worth something after the RBET announcements.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, with like the Time Wizard format and stuff, everyone like all of these older cards like spiked like crazy. And me, I went into the woodworks looking in my like old binders and stuff, and I was like, oh, like so and so. Like I remember when everyone used to talk about Goat format being the crazy thing, and like Metamorphosis was like $1,000, like whatever. And now look at Metamorphosis now, but like look at Ulti Vayu now. It's like insano. Or like Dad or Caius even, right? Like people really didn't care too much about these cards. I remember buying like Ulti Dads for like 100.
Yeah,
That was a long time ago.
yeah. I picked up. I think I have a max rarity deck. It's like all first, all mint, and I picked up the entire deck for like under $200, like in 2015, something like that. And now it's worth like well over 10 grand. So it's pretty crazy.
It's it's nuts. It's like the price points between like Max Rarity Goat and Max Rarity Edison kind of swapped places because of like retro pack goats and stuff were like 200-300 bucks, and Book of Moons were like a bajillion dollars.
Exactly.
TP Breaker, all that. Faith was crazy, but yeah.
Omar
I
Herrera
see.
asks. Oh yeah, sorry.
Exactly. We're on the same thing. Go ahead, Keegan.
Yeah, he asked if there's going to be a One Piece tournament on Sunday. Can you
So
speak to that?
no formal tournament, but there is like open play areas, and I know like at a lot of the collectors expos that we've ran in the past, there are people who just show up with their cards in their backpack and they just go like play, or they play with their friends, or they rip packs, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some people playing One Piece. There is no formal tournament per se, but if you and a couple of friends want to bring your decks, look at the convention, sit down, have some games, do whatever, more than welcome to do that.
Nabs, what's up, Keegan? How are you? I'm doing great. I'm here with Nigel. We're talking about RBET LA next year, the first RBET doubleheader. It's gonna be fucking sick. It's at Collectors Expo. You guys can find info on all of this at collectorsexpo.com, and in the description of all my videos until the event sells out, and probably still afterwards, there will be the link as well. So if you forget that or need to find it, it's in the description of this stream and pretty much every video that I've been posting for the last few months. Dude, this is sick. Is how did you hear about like E3 Yu-Gi-Oh, or like is there something that made you want to reach out about it?
I mean, like I have a group of friends who just play constant Edison and stuff. I know like just absorbing Edison content online, you like inevitably find Keegan stuff. And then, me, I'm always down to play tournaments because like I like to show people that I'm not washed. And so it was always like one of these where it's like, hey, maybe if there's an RBT in SoCal, I'll play. Unfortunately, I was always busy when these events were happening. Like for example, like Moreno Valley, I couldn't play. I was like busy. Um, but yeah, so that's how that came to be. And then I was like, yo, let's hit up Keegan and be like, yo, you want to run something at this show? We can like fit like 300 people.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, really? Let's do it. So I know there was an issue with like not an issue per se, but like a obstacle of like being able to fit the number of people we wanted to at like a LGS. And fortunately I have a place bigger than an LGS.
Yeah, a little bit bigger, I'd say. Maybe a tiny bit bigger, the Fairplex. Nab says, what's the capacity? Day one will be 256. Day two will be 128. So back to back RBET days at Collectors Expo, February 15th and 16th. Make sure and sign up. I believe you know the official head count of people who are signed up. Do you know how many people are signed up so far?
I can get you the live number literally right now.
Okay,
Let me
sick.
pull that up on my computer. We are at like I think 70% um of what the total capacity is, but I'll pull that up right now.
I do expect this to sell out. I know so many people are like last minute Andes that like, dude, they're gonna be hitting you up. They're gonna be hitting me up. They're gonna be like, yo, man, I didn't realize it would sell out, and every single
Yeah,
one.
we're at almost 200.
Okay.
So, and this goes to like the people who know me and like it personally too. Like you SoCal homies, I love you all to death, but if this caps at 256, I cannot add you last minute.
Yeah.
Like even if you're like my best friend, even my mom, I wouldn't be able to add my mom if there's 256 people because we just cannot go to the ninth round.
Yeah.
I can't give that 257th person a buy. I can't do any of that stuff. 256 is 256. Once we hit that, um, it'll be closed. Not to say you can't participate in other stuff. There will be like side events, like Keegan mentioned too. There's always the Sunday event too. So yeah, definitely don't lag because I know it's gonna happen. I already know it's gonna happen. Someone's gonna hit me up a week before the tournament and be like, "Yo, I forgot to sign up for this. Can I get in?" And I'm gonna say no.
Plus, it's kind of the best value. I mean, entry into the day one of the tournament or the first day RBET um, gets you entry into the Collectors Expo as a whole, which is massive. That's so much value. Like getting to go to a
Yeah,
whole
I
ass
think
like
the Collectors Expo ticket for a day is like 35.
yeah.
I
So
think it's 30 or 35. Don't quote me on that.
it's almost like you're entering the RBET for like $5 or $10. Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
and we're probably gonna give some stuff like there will be like entry stuff. There will be the opportunity to purchase the convention exclusive playmat,
yes,
so on and I can get a little bit into that too. And I know a lot of people are like super stoked about like the potential of like playmat. We've mentioned Yggdrasil a lot in like the marketing and stuff too. So we're working with the guys at Yggdrasil who make sick mats, by the way. If you've seen like the previous RBT top cut mats, Yggdrasil made.
yes,
Um, so our homies over there are helping manufacture some mats specifically for the event. And those of out of those, there will be a specific number of mats. I haven't come up with the total number yet. There will be a number of limited mats only available at the event, and then if you sign up for RBET day one or day two, it will lock you into being able to purchase that mat. So it'll give you the opportunity to buy one before anyone else does. Essentially, we'll be holding one for you.
exactly.
If you do not take your allocation, that will go into a regular pool that could be purchased during the convention by other people who aren't playing in the RBT. But
Yes.
yeah,
Also,
Matt is
dude, they're fucking sick. They're so sick. The designs that you have been sending me are so fucking insane. I know they've leaked a few things on their Instagram as like teasers. I don't know if we're like at liberty to show that.
I wouldn't right now.
Okay.
Once we get everything solidified, we can get that out. but like let's just say like one of the designs may or may not rhyme with reborn Brog.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it might be a certain amphibious birch dweller, as I would call it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily use a specific name that could be copyrighted by anyone, but I would definitely call it, amphibious of some kind.
There's some cool
Also,
stuff.
like to give you guys an idea of like what the Yggdrasil mats are like, they're sold out completely everywhere. Like you go to their site, everything is sold out, straight up. Everything is sold out. Um, their their mats for the RBETs go for so much money. Like, I've never seen mats sell for this much, and I've seen like
Yeah, except for like Spellground V1s.
yeah,
Like
literal V1 like, and even then like this is like them on release weekend, they're going for those prices. And that's not even counting how long they'll or how much they'll be worth like later down the line. I know there are a couple of guys who have been like trying to collect all of them. There's someone I know who has, I believe, two or three of the RBET mats, and he's trying to find the last one. And these guys, they want the mats. You know what I mean? They'll pay whatever. So the mats are not that you should sell them because I think that they are like a beautiful trophy. I have mine and they look gorgeous. So, um, Jay says, "Will top four get prizing LMAO?" Of course, LMAO.
yeah,
That's kind of a
day
play
one
on
will
the
yeah, day
Konami
one will
thing.
do day one will do top 16 pricing. Day two will probably do top eight because of the capacity.
Yes,
So day
exactly.
one, top 16, day two, top eight.
Yeah. So yes, Jay. Of course, we will. The tournament will be prized accurately. I mean, like that's like beyond
Yeah, how
the
many
what's up?
go ahead, Keegan, sorry.
I was gonna say beyond the convention, beyond all this sick stuff you guys are doing, beyond the voice actors, beyond the free to play arcade, beyond all the amazing food. I feel like the bare minimum for a sick event that should be thrown is good pricing. Like it's like the bare minimum. Like if you can't do that, then don't throw an event straight up. Like if you can't prize your events, um, if anyone's watching this. Anyway, what were you gonna say? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, yeah, no worries. Yeah, I mean, like that was the thing that I was always my thing, right? Is like, well, I was traveling a lot to events many, many moons ago before I was washed. And it was always that fine line between like going for fun and like going trying to make your money back from like that trip, right? If you were to fly like, for example, from like SoCal to like Texas, for example, for like a YCS or Nats or whatever, it's a significant investment in both time and money. And I think like at the bare minimum, like you said, Keegan, like be able to make some of that back via like prizing and not like have to win the event to get some of that back is going to be a big deal. So
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So honestly, to everyone who's traveling, I'm excited to meet you guys. I'm excited for honestly that more than anything else. I think like the community aspect of this is so sick, but dude, this is gonna be fucking sick. This is like Christmas, but in February. You know what I mean? This is my Christmas right here. I don't even know. I'm super super
yeah,
pumped.
it's one of those where I know I'm sure Keegan has thought about this too. It's like, damn, like I wish I could put together an event because I could do one better than the ones that are happening. And this is like our opportunity to kind of show that with the resources that are given to some of these larger event companies that run these events. So
Yeah, and
there it is.
we would not be able to do this without you guys, without Collectors Expo, without all the amazing people in the Yu-Gi-Oh scene in SoCal who are like going to be participating in this tournament on the production side of things. Whether it's Ryan or whoever else, whether it's I don't know if you've
Yeah, shout
spoken
out to
to
Anthony, shout out Alexis.
yes, Anthony, Alexis, like all of the best people in the world with regards to Yu-Gi-Oh. Um, are going to be participating in this event, and like everyone who like I've worked with a lot of people with the RBET series, and like these are some of my favorite people in the entire world to work with in general, not just kind of Yu-Gi-Oh, but like they're just some of the like most professional, like most competent people when it comes to running these types of events. I'm really really excited to be working with you guys again and having the whole squad back together, right? So
For
that's
sure. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to like Danny and Gordon, who are the people that like I directly report to as part of Impulse Universe. for giving us this opportunity to do this. I know it's like not an easy thing to say yes to me taking a bunch of convention floor space that we could have had vendors at and all that other stuff to run like literally a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, which is like kind of crazy. But yeah, shout out to them for like kind of like being like, yeah, dude, we're down to try it. Like, let's run it. Let's like make it successful and like kind of give me all of the resources that I need, to be able to put on a good event.
Yeah, huge thank you to them. This is such a sick opportunity. This is a once in a lifetime thing, and if you guys are watching this, or if anyone's watching this VOD back, because this will be up on the channel, and you think like, you want to go to one of these tournaments ever, this is the one to come to. And there's only about 50 spots left, so make sure you do that. Obviously, the day two will there will be another tournament, but that'll have less capacity and it'll likely sell out even faster. So we should actually remind me to ask you about some details regarding the day two tournament tomorrow, so we can, or not tomorrow, but after we're off stream, and I can hash out the specifics with like, are we going to give people priority who are already in the day one tournament, or how we're going to figure
Yeah,
that out.
probably what I'll do. Yeah, I think what we're gonna do, and we're talking about this internally with the team too, is we'll send out a big email blast to everyone who's already signed up. Um, we're going to drop the registration at a particular time on a particular day, to
Okay.
give everyone like ample opportunity to get in. There won't be like, what's it called, like favoritism towards like people who've already signed up for RBT and stuff. I want to give everyone an equal shot to get in. Um, so I will open that registration at a certain time and certain day, which I will give later because I haven't figured that one out yet because it's almost Christmas.
Facts,
But I'll sort
facts.
that out with the rest of the team. And we'll probably open up the registration for week or day two. Um, Probably the first week of January is when that'll go live. Um, and so that should give everyone ample time to do that, to look at that. We'll give that information to Keegan like a week before. He'll blast it all over here. Um, I'll post it too everywhere. And then there'll just probably be like a countdown in the store for all that good stuff. So
He says, do we have a price point yet for the reserved Yggdrasil mats, or am I stupid and missed that? Um,
it should be within line of what a normal Yggdrasil mat is. So I believe it's like somewhere between 55 and 65. I think it probably gonna be 60. Um, but it should be within that. The normal mat. It'll be two-player too. The ones that are reserved. They're two-player too, which is
yes,
crazy.
really, really sick two-player mats. And yes, they will be probably within that price point. I mean, that's just the way that they're priced before. So
Yeah.
Yggdrasil
We're
mats, dude.
finalizing color right.
Have you been using the Yggdrasil mats? They're crazy.
I have one here at the office that I use when I play test. I've been playing a lot of Lorcana lately because I just needed to shuffle cards. And I got into like the Last Chance qualifier, but that's an aside. And I've been playing on that map, and it's freaking awesome.
Dude, it's so nice. Like, just like picking up the cards off of it. I have a bunch of them from the RBETs, right? And I I even ordered another one. I ordered one of the Halloween ones, and it's so sick. Do you have one of the Halloween ones? Or which one do you have?
I don't remember what the name of the one I have is, but it's gray with, or like, yeah, it's gray with white ink.
Okay, I know which one you have. That one's sick. That one's sick. Yeah, man, they're all so sick. They glide so nice. Yes, Juan gets it. Juan gets it. If you don't already have one of these mats, well, you got to get one at RBET because they're fucking sold out everywhere. But yeah. Oh
Yeah, it's
man.
gonna be really cool. I'm really excited to do that. There'll also be like vending there, so there'll be some space for them to show off some of the other stuff that they have. So they might have some in stock that like they just don't have online there too. We don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. They have a space there. They'll either show some stuff off or maybe sell some other stuff. So maybe if you missed out on something, they might have something. I have no idea. I can't speak to what they're gonna have at their booth, but they'll have stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really cool. Also, I do want to kind of double down on like what you said about your supervisors. Shout out to both of them, and huge thank you. Like, we would not be doing this really, really sick thing if it wasn't for them. So yeah, really, really excited. Is there anything else you
yep. And
wanted
if
to
any
touch on? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So as far as like vendors go too, I know like some people don't want to play in the event. Some of my friends who like have played in RBETs and stuff are like, wait, I can vend this event. You can because there's still vendor tables available. And so if you do want to vend, like if you always wanted to like vend a YCS, for example, like you want to be those people who are like selling cards or buying cards from people, um, there are like formal vending spaces still available, whether that's like 10 by 10 booths or like tables and stuff. And so if you want more information on that, feel free to reach out to us or just go on the website. You can buy a booth there, which is the same place as like the RBET like sign up as well. So
Yeah. And it looks like it
it's
actually
super sold out.
it does say sold out of 10 by 10 on the.
I think that happened today, which is kind of crazy.
Oh, that is
Um,
crazy.
but
But
yeah,
they're
there
still
are still
6
six.
foot. Yeah. That's sick. That's fucking
So if
sick.
you hover over that, Keegan, if you want to click into one of those,
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
yeah, click into one, and then it doesn't matter which one it is. Yeah, that's fine. You can click into it. That is the map of the hall, and so we can kind of see like what it's looking like on like the second or third image there on the left,
Okay. So you got the voice actors,
and
and then you've got the tournament area, and then over to the right is the vending area, correct?
all vendors for Collectors Expo. Yep, and then if you exit the entrance or exit, I guess, to the top, that goes to I believe that hall is gonna be Anime Impulse, which is above, which is where the arcades and stuff are, and then the one below is gonna be K Playfest, if I remember correctly.
Very cool. Very
But
cool.
yeah, it'll be sick. And it looks like I said, like the tournament area and the voice actor area is not very far from each other. You can literally like if you want to go get like your Blue Eye signed by Eric Stewart, which a lot of people do, um, he'll be like a couple hundred feet away from like the play area, which is sick.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. If I get a card signed by Dan Green and Eric Stewart, I'm gonna be the happiest motherfucker on the planet. I'm gonna be so stoked. It's such a childhood dream to meet those guys, so it's gonna be really, really cool for me personally. I know you do have a plethora of
Yeah,
other voice actors coming. Did you want to talk about those? Because I know people are like interested in more
yeah.
than just the Yu-Gi-Oh voice actors.
Yeah, there's a ton, and all of the that you can pretty much check the Anime Impulse website and find like a lot of the ones that have been announced already. Um, and I'll open it up for my side so
Yeah, just tell me the link and
I can just
I can pull it up.
yeah, if
Anime.
you just go to animeimpulse.com and then go to like tour dates Los Angeles, I think they probably started adding some. I know they've added a bunch on Instagram already. But as far as special guests goes, it's probably there too.
I am in the wrong.
And then if you go to tour dates at the top there,
Oh, tour
scroll down to
dates.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, let's. Here's Los Angeles right here. 2025 event page. Thank you so much, Matt Fish. I'm a piece of a puzzle, and Nigel's a larger piece of that puzzle. So it's really cool to feature him here on the stream and just like go over all the sick stuff that's happening here. Let's see here. This is the
And if you scroll
sponsors.
down, it'll probably be special guests.
Where, when, book a room, special guests. There we go. So we've got Dan Green, Eric Stewart, Kyle Hebert, Nicholas Lerkettle, Ryan
Yep,
Drummond.
and Kyle Everett is like Gohan from Dragon Ball. So like that's another thing. It's like, yo,
Yo, if you
this
want to
guy
get
like
your,
can hell with a one-handed Kamehameha. Like, let's go.
that's actually insane. Yeah, a lot of these actors are just like incredible talents. And
Yep, and there's some I think we haven't announced yet. We're still finalizing a couple of things, but yeah, it's gonna be a sweet event. If you're into like VTubers at all, like Hololive or Niji Sanji and stuff like that, there's a ton of activations surrounding that too. Um,
oh, that's
so
cool. When you
yeah,
click on
it
one of the
should be.
characters, it or not characters, but voice actors, it takes them to their socials. But yeah,
Yep.
it looks like Kendall Bird is in Genshin Impact. She's also in Spider-Man 2. She's in a lot of cool things, so um, should be a cool person to get to sign your stuff as well. So, I
There
mean,
is a ton, like it's endless. The amount of stuff to do at this event is pretty endless. Um, so I'm excited for to be part of like the team to put this together. It's an event I would go to every year anyways. So to be part of like the building blocks to put this together is pretty sick. And it looks like Wolf just asked something in chat there. It's like, could you put a bounty on a couple of players? Already planning to. Um, I have, and because like me personally, I do a ton of like Yu-Gi-Oh sales myself on like TCG Player. We have that spot at Frank and Sons, which is not that far from here too. Um, I have already allocated some stuff in regards to give away for like bounties and stuff. I put aside a bunch of retro pack, which would be sick too, and then a bunch of Bonanza too. So I know like Bonanza's got a ton of QCR reprints of like hot Edison cards, and retro pack 2 has some too. So I've put a bunch of those packs aside, to be able to do like giveaways and just fun stuff during the event.
Yeah, that's gonna be super hype. I didn't even know you were doing that, but that's gonna be so sick. Juan says you're gonna need a Keegan token signed by the end of the event. If you want anything signed by me, just my commentary booth will probably be not next to the. It'll probably be on the opposite end of the. God damn it! How do I do this? Um, fucking on the opposite end of the feature match area, but I'll probably be like in the public area. So if you want to just come up to me, I'll sign whatever you want to sign throughout the event. Um, no questions asked, unless it's like,
Yep. And then in regards to like feature match 2, we are gonna stream the whole thing. So for those of you who can't unfortunately attend the event for whatever reason, I understand that like life happens. You can still watch the matches. It's gonna be sick.
yeah. And honestly, life happens, and also, it's gonna sell out. So maybe you just sleep on it, or you don't get paid until after it sells out or whatever. But hey
Oh
yo,
no.
the struggle is real. Yeah, I
Yep.
really hope this. I really hope this goes well. It's on pace to sell out. It's on pace to get the hall full, which is honestly what the goal is here. And I hope it looks well to you guys over at Collectors Expo. I hope that this is like a good thing for you guys, and it's a great thing for the community. Honestly, everything that you guys have done to put this on and coordinate this is really really good for this. I like talk about this a lot on stream. I don't know if I've ever talked about it with you, Nigel, but there really is a lack of third spaces for like men our age, and people our age in general, not just men. But it's really cool to have this sort of like resurgence in a Yu-Gi-Oh community where we can kind of come back. We've all matured a little bit, and even some new players can come in as well, and just experience like the togetherness that we maybe lack in our daily lives. So it's really cool that you guys are doing this, just from a community standpoint as well.
And yeah, I appreciate that. I think that's part of the reason, like, I'm so gung ho about doing it too. It's to kind of like foster that community. I know like everyone, there's like a stigma that like Yu-Gi-Oh players can be super toxic and terrible, but I the people that I know and the people I play with and like the people who play a lot of these retro formats and stuff, like you said, Keegan, we've like grown up a lot. Um, and like this is our opportunity to like show up and show out. So for those of you who are like on the fence about going to the event, I would like strongly urge you to like come hang out, even if you're not going to play the main. Come play some side events, all that good stuff too. um I'll just preface everything with like, if this goes smoothly, it gives us a really good case to do a bunch of these at like collectors expos moving forward. That being said too, like it gives us the opportunity to do other stuff. So whether it's like this or like a standard Yu-Gi-Oh tournament for people who are still playing modern, or like One Piece, Lorcana, so on and so forth. This is like the concept. Obviously, I want to run a ton of like retro Yu-Gi-Oh because that's like what I love too. Um, but yeah, if we show up and show out for all of this, guys, it'll give us a really good excuse to run more of these. And like Keegan's showing on the screen there, we have 3 more events this year: Bay Area, OC, and Dallas. And those venues are just as big, if not bigger, than the LA one. Um, so we could potentially run like a 2-day rivet, or a 11 round whatever, right? So really excited. The Dallas one is the crazy one. Like if we can run a tournament in Dallas, it would be really cool. So um, yeah, so
I'm gonna pull it up. The K Bailey Convention Center. Let's take a look at
that
this.
place is massive.
Yeah, they always do it bigger in Texas, right? Oh my
It's
god.
all the space out there.
This is nuts. There isn't even a picture that shows the whole thing. Let me see. Maybe I can find a photo on here. Images.
Big old chonker. And then the one we run in OC in like
Holy
Orange
shit.
County, which is going to be later this year, we run at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is like across the street from Disneyland. Um, some of like the biggest YCSs have been in that area too. Like the Anaheim Convention Center is no slouch. They run D23 there. Um, They used to it's bigger than LA Convention Center. They used to host anime, and it's look at that. That's K Bailey in Texas. That's massive.
That's nuts.
Um,
All of these are going to be sick, and that's a cool thing too. Like if you guys like this convention and it's just something you want to travel to, or some of these next ones are in your area, you could definitely like just run it back, even if there isn't another tournament. Ideally, there would be, but even if there isn't, like it's still a really sick convention and definitely worth visiting. Or if you play like if you host a different tournament, like let's say a Modern Yu-Gi-Oh or Lorcana or whatever, it would be sick. It's another sick reason to go to one of these conventions. I think it's sick.
yeah, like the places are big enough to host multiple. So in theory, like we could host RBET and like a One Piece event at the same time. Like some of these spaces are just that big. And like I said, if we like show up and show out guys, and girls to these events, it gives me a bigger use case, for the space that I can bring to like the people that I need to convince that we're allowed to use this, like that we need more space. So yeah, stoked.
Yeah, we have a question here from Wolf One in the chat. He says, "Are duelists allowed to record their own matches?" And that'd be a question for you, I believe.
That becomes like really interesting. If it doesn't interrupt the play, like the play of the game, um, I'm not super opposed to it. But like if you have to set it up and like put an overhead camera and all of this other
I
stuff,
would just say
it's
no.
probably
I would just say
dude.
no, just
Yeah,
from a perspective of like if you're recording, you can see what's in someone's deck and like you could share that information with someone later on. There's just a lot of issues with that. Um,
yeah. It becomes a potential problem, and like Keegan said, like probably not going to be the greatest idea. That being said, there will be like the feature match area too. So
yeah, we could possibly set up like multiple streams in future events, but I think that's like a down the road type table because um or down the road type table, down the road type discussion because as of right now we don't really have plans of doing that. Just
yeah,
due to like
it's a logistical challenge for sure. Um, to stream or record on multiple tables at once too, like as far as like us being able to do that and streaming it all. But but yeah. So if you play like friendly matches against people, I'm not gonna say you can't have your camera out like recording matches between you and your friends for funsies. But as far as like the main tournament area, I'm gonna lean towards the no, unless like I hear some crazy use case for it, which I don't think I will. So
yeah, if you are a content creator and this is like an important thing to you, feel free to reach out to myself and Nigel personally on Discord, and I'm sure we can work something out if you're specifically a content creator. But if you're just a dude who wants to like record all your matches, probably just save the recording for like the more friendly matches or that sort of thing. Maybe even side events, it's probably fine. But just for the main event, I think it'd be too much of a hassle, especially because of logistically we need to run the event in a timely fashion to make sure that the event finishes on time and stuff like that.
yep, 100%.
Yeah. Is there anything else we need to touch up on? I think we covered like large majority of it besides like, leaking designs for the mats or anything like that.
I think the main thing that we wanted to get out to the people today, is one, we'll do the double header. We're running Sunday, baby.
Hell yeah.
I had plans to do something else on Sunday, but let's just say like that kind of fell through. But I'm kind of happy it did because it allows us to do like way more retro Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm down. Um, so stoked to do that. There will be side events. Um, they will have cool prizing. What else? Information will be sent to the players as to like where to park, what time to get there, all that good stuff. Because we are starting promptly at 10:30, and if you are not turned in your deck list and everything by 10:30, we will start without you, and you will probably receive a round one loss, depending on like how fast you can get to your chair. So that's the one thing we are super pressed on time for the event. Um, I know like usually like at the regional level it's like oh yeah the event starts at noon and really it starts at 1. No, like this time it's like if it starts at 10:30 it's gonna start at 10:30.
Yeah.
So please 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 give yourself ample time to drive, to park, to walk, find your way to like where you need to get to. because we will be starting round one promptly at that time because we have to get out of this location at a specific time in the day.
Yes, please be on time. Please be early, if anything. Please, please,
Yeah.
please be early. We will be creating more content, showing you guys how to get in and out as easily as possible. More videos. I know you said you
Probably
wanted.
record a video or something. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
down to like record a video and send it to everybody.
I'm gonna be in SoCal pretty soon. If you wanted to shoot that together, just let me know. Otherwise, we can figure that out at another time.
Yeah, we can
Uh,
figure it out, or we can even like do it. I know that we'll probably be in town. Like we'll be setting up for the event like earlier that week. Like at least I will be, and I know Keegan probably gonna come in on Friday, knowing him. And so at the very least, like we could record that, like park here, walk this path to here, and we can
yeah,
like just email blast that out to everybody, even if it's like a super informal like watch this clip on YouTube of like us telling you at a park.
exactly.
Um,
Yeah, we'll probably do something like
yeah.
that, and I'll actually probably be in a little bit earlier than Friday. I just want to make sure everything goes smoothly, and I wanted to meet with the staff beforehand and just like make sure I was like familiar with people and that sort of stuff. Johnny M
Yeah,
says, "Will
good thing
registration for
you know
this?"
most of everybody. So
I know, right? Johnny M says, "Will registration for the second tournament be on site?" And you assume Sunday admission will have to be purchased separately. If you're purchasing just for the Sunday tournament, I'm assuming it will be a separate purchase, right?
yeah, so what we'll do is it'll be purchased online like the first registration was. So the first registration for Saturday is online. It includes like your ticket to the convention and all that good stuff. Um, the Sunday one will be the same. So we'll run that online. And then there will be a check-in probably at the gate. I'm assuming it's going to be the blue gate.
Okay, so the Sunday
I'm
will
assuming.
include the entry to the convention.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'll just
Okay.
bake it all in. It just makes it easier. We don't have to like get super complicated with everything. So if you register for the Sunday tournament, which I will put up, it will give you access to the event as well.
All right, sick. Sick. I think that should just about wrap it up. We'll get you guys the videos on like how to get in as soon as possible. And I'll be talking about this more and more and more in videos to come because obviously this is going to be the sickest event of the year, clearly. Thank you so much, Nigel, for joining me. Thank you so much to Collectors Expo for taking a chance with RBET and with the Edison community. You guys are really, really cool. I'm excited to go to the expo and see what you guys have been working on. And I'm just really, really excited for all of this. I'm excited for Edison next year. I think it's going to be sick.
Same here. I am stoked. Thanks everybody for joining us today. If you have any questions, like Keegan said, go ahead and message either of us on like Discord, Instagram, for me, I guess. Or like if you're at Frankensons and it's SoCal, like you can ask Ryan or myself. If you're in SoCal, you probably know who Ryan is. Like go find Ryan Mucharafi, ask him questions, he'll answer them for you. That's
Exactly.
probably where I'll send people to ask questions too. So with that being said, thanks Keegan for the opportunity to jump on tonight with all this information, and I'm really excited for next year.
Yeah, me too. See you guys then. And I'll probably be back later tonight with like a video or something. So stay tuned, everyone. Signing off. Drop a like. Share this with the people you know who are coming. And we'll see you guys in LA, or I guess at the Fairplex Collectors Expo, February 15th and 16th. Peace out.
Later.